have you ever wondered, out of everything there is in life, what is the ultimate thing? Like, what is the thing that if you had, you'd be like, you know what, that's it, that's the thing. Well, the truth is, what this is and what everything boils down to is your level of consciousness. And your level of consciousness, essentially, it's how aware you are or how conscious you are. And the way that you start making sense of this as the ultimate thing to care about is by seeing how your level of consciousness is your level of freedom. So basically, the higher your consciousness, the more freedom that you have from your mind, from your own ego. And this is because when your consciousness is high, you have distance from this ego. You can see it very clearly, and you can be like, oh, look, there's my ego. I can see it suffering. And I can do this from a detached place where I'm observing as my higher self. Whereas if your consciousness is low, you actually feel like you are this ego. You actually feel like you are your thoughts, and that you are your mind, and that you are your fear. Whereas in reality, guys, all that's happened here is that your state of awareness has dropped. It's lowered, and now you're having this egoic experience. But thankfully, though, for us, we can change this, and we can do so pretty easily. But first, why is this raising of consciousness so important? Well, the reason I share it with you guys is because once you realize once you see that your level of awareness is literally the most important thing you have, you will change how you live. So for example, let's say you have some free time and you're thinking about like spending that time watching a video or maybe listening to some music. You could do that, sure. But if you start to get this and you realize that the thing you're always looking for is an increase in consciousness, what you will do then is you will start to replace your worldly habits, like watching videos or using your phone, with spiritual habits, like meditation, yoga, chanting, and prayer. And the reason this is because these spiritual things, they would do it for you. They would give you the feeling and the experience that you're actually looking for, which is, of course, peace, happiness, and calm, right? In reality, this is common sense for us, but what happens is our ego distracts us. So our ego makes us forget about spirituality and makes us become, interested in low vibration, low consciousness stuff. So stuff like TikTok. And by the way, if you have a TikTok account, what that currently says is that you do not respect your level of consciousness that much. There's no judgment in this. It's just a reality that raising your consciousness involves concentration, discipline, focus, and awareness. And TikTok doesn't support that stuff. It distracts that stuff. It lowers that stuff. And to be honest, the same could be said about all social media in general, if we're honest. So already, a takeaway from this video is that instead of chasing dopamine, like most other people around you, invest in raising your level of consciousness. And the way that you do that is by, for example, forming a meditation habit of like 20 minutes. It could be like reading spiritual books. It could be contemplation. I love that one. It could be sitting in silence. It could be doing yoga. It could be fasting. It's basically anything that raises your level of awareness and tunes you back in to your higher self. Now, it may take you a while, to get to this point where you prioritize spirituality, but when you do have like one of these aha moments and you see that it's just a raise in consciousness that you want, in my experience, you do start to meditate a lot more, right? You do become more serious and more drawn to it because your intuition tells you that that's the thing to do. So now that you're meditating more, maybe like a few times a day, notice that everything just improves. Notice that you feel happier. Notice that you feel like you're doing well in life. And maybe now you're scratching your head and you're thinking, man, why didn't I do this sooner? Because now it's probably pretty obvious for you that, all you've ever been looking for is just greater peace and happiness. And the way that you do that, the way that you get that, is very simply by increasing your level of consciousness. Now, this is good and everything, but really, it doesn't hit until you actually have some consciousness shifts. So basically, until you access a slightly altered state, you won't really be convinced about this. So really what you need to do is aim for spiritual experiences, aim for higher states of awareness, because it's only when you feel these do you say to yourself, okay, I see spirituality is the way that I'm going to do this, and that is the way that I'm going to make myself happy. Gotcha. So just to clarify, guys, what does it mean to raise your consciousness? Well, it means for you to go beyond your ego and into your higher self. And why is this the ultimate thing to care about? Because in reality, you're not looking for anything else. Remember, out of everything there is in life, this is the thing that makes the ultimate difference. This is the thing that if you did, and you really took it all the way, you would reach profound levels of peace and happiness. Now, you don't need to rush and try and get somewhere with this. Literally, all I'm recommending you do is start valuing your level of consciousness more than you currently already do. That's going to do it for you. So that's it for me, guys. If you like more stuff, you're very welcome to check me out on Patreon. Otherwise, if you'd like more videos on here, then my friend, as always, please do subscribe.